Hey everyone, Difference Maker here, and today I'm going to be doing a tier list on the Onis add-ons from worst to best. And sorry I haven't been uploading videos lately. I've been very busy with school and I've kind of been out of Dead by Daylight for a little bit, but I will be back to making new videos when the Trickster comes out. Anyway, today I'll be talking about Oni's add-ons and talking about which ones are good, which ones are bad, and going in depth about each add-on specifically and why they're good and bad. So, without further ado, let's just get to the list and see which ones are good. Alright guys, so here's the tier list of Oni's add-ons, and honestly, it's not that bad actually. Oni has the best distribution of add-ons out of any killer. All his purples are good, his greens are good, his yellows are good. Sadly, his ultra rares not so good, but some of his commons are actually kind of good. Yeah, Oni is one of the best killers with the best selection of add-ons. None of his add-ons are OP, well, except for one, which we'll get to later. But honestly, he has the best add-ons in my opinion. So with this list, we're going to start from S tier and work our way to D tier. I'm going to explain each add-on in depth. Well, I'm not going to explain all of them because some of them are very simple to understand, so some of them will get a quick description. So with all out of the way, let's talk about the first add-on, which is the Scalp Top Knot. So the reason why Scalp Top Knot is an S tier is because, honestly, this add-on is broken as shit. It's so broken. Basically what it does is, it reduces the Demon Dash startup time considerably. Basically what that means is, when you charge up your Demon Dash, like right here, it takes 2 seconds to charge up the Demon Dash in order to start dashing. But the Top Knot reduces it by 1 second, so it only takes 1 second to charge up the Top Knot, which is fucking insane when you actually use it. Like, when you use Top Knot, you're fucking unstoppable with this add-on. You basically become S tier with the Nurse and the Spirit. You become that strong. And I'm gonna be honest, it's actually uncounterable sometimes. Like, you know how on some short loops, you have to charge up your Demon Dash to try to flick? Scalp Top Knot just removes all counterplay. Like, you just run the add-on and you're so strong already. It's one of Oni's best add-ons. And just to show how stupid the charge-up time is and how stupid this add-on is, I'm gonna give you two comparisons of why this add-on is so stupid. Then after I show you the comparisons, we're gonna move on to the next set of add-ons. I gotta show you this. Alright, so moving into A tier, the Oni's next set of add-ons that are amazing are the Lion Fang, the Yamaoka Sashimoto, and the Chipped Sai-Hai. These are very simple add-ons. All they do is increase the duration of Blood Fury. The Chipped Sai-Hai increases it by 6 seconds. The Yamaoka Sashimoto increases it by 8 seconds, and the Lion Fang increases the duration to 10 seconds. They're very simple add-ons. They increase the duration of Blood Fury, and they do it very good. Overall, a great set of add-ons. The next set of add-ons in A tier are the Blood add-ons, the Wooden Oni Mask, and the Splintered Hull. Best add-ons in my opinion for Oni alongside the duration add-ons, because what they do is, it increases the amount of blood orbs left on the map by survivors. So basically, whenever you hit a survivor, they'll start to leave behind blood orbs, and usually, to get your power, you're going to need to absorb blood in order to get your power. This add-on fixes a huge problem with them spawning not many orbs. When they vault windows or do actions, they drop a shitload of blood. Like, I'm not even kidding. With these add-ons, not only do they drop more blood orbs, the spawn rate of the blood orbs is decreased. So what that means is they'll drop more blood in a short amount of time, which is amazing. So when they work on a gen, they'll leave behind more blood orbs. And when they vault windows or pallets, they'll just keep on dropping more blood for you, which is amazing because you're going to need to be absorbing more blood. Overall, the duration add-ons and the blood add-ons are phenomenal add-ons. So let's move on to B tier now. Alright, so moving on to B tier, the next set of add-ons are the speed add-ons, which is Aikido's Crutch and the Kanhai Anzin Talisman. Basically, these add-ons are once again very simple. All they do is increase the movement speed of Demon Dash. Basically, Oni's base Demon Dash speed is 196% movement speed while Demon Dashing. The Kansai Talisman increases it by 14%, while Aikido's Crutch increases the movement speed by 25%. Basically, if you run both add-ons, you basically become Blight and Hillbilly movement speed with the two add-ons. They're very simple. All they do is increase the speed, and it does that job very well. And that's pretty much it. So the next set of add-ons is the Consumption and the Activation add-ons, which is the Tear Soaked Turhai, the Inked Lion, and the Chipped Bowl. I'm just calling it the Chipped Bowl because I'm not pronouncing those names. Basically, what the Tear Soaked thing does and the Ink Lion does is the Ink Lion actually has two effects. First of all, the Tear Soaked add-on reduces the consumption penalty by 4 seconds, and the Ink Lion does the same thing, except does it by 2 seconds, and it decreases the activation time to activate your Blood Fury, along with the Bowl. Basically, the Oni, when he downs someone with his Demon Strike, it takes away 7 seconds from his power. But if you run the Tear Soaked add-on, it reduces the consumption penalty by 4 seconds, so you're only going to lose 3 seconds instead of 7 with this add-on. And the other add-ons will, well, the Ink Lion will do the same thing as the Tear Soaked, but has an additional effect, which will decrease the time it takes to activate Blood Fury, which is incredible. And the same thing with the Chipped Bowl, which is actually very good. Like, they're very good for B tier add-ons. Very great effects. They're not as great as increasing your duration or giving you more blood, but they're still good effects. Not bad, but just not as good as A tier. Now, we move on to C tier. This is when the add-ons start to get a little mediocre and not very good. Alright guys, so now we're in C tier, and the next two add-ons is the Child's Wooden Sword and the Rotting Rope. These add-ons are once again very basic too. Basically all they do is increase the aura range of seeing blood orbs. Yep, that's pretty much all it does. Reason why it's in C tier is because, like, it's not god awful, the effect, but it's still not a good effect for add-ons. It's like, why do I care where I see my blood orbs? Because, like, when you injure a survivor and you leave them injured, you are going to remember where their blood orbs are. Why do I need an add-on to let me know the blood's right there? I'm going to walk to that area and get it back. And not only that, just the add-ons are just not very good. These two are not good at all for being add-ons. I would rework them personally, but I don't know what I'd do with them. And now, the final add-on in C tier is Renduro's Bloody Glove. This is, well, it's not the worst ultra rare add-on for a killer, but it's not very good. Well, back in the day, before this add-on was nerfed, this add-on was fucking broken. It was actually S tier, along with iridescent heads and black incense. It was actually broken, but sadly, the devs nerfed it, so where if a survivor touches a blood orb, their aura will be revealed for 2 seconds, but they will absorb the blood orb on contact. But the more they absorb, the more their aura will be revealed. This add-on's not good. It's not a good add-on, and the reason why it's not in D tier is because if you do a build that doesn't allow you to use your power, this add-on could actually be very good on indoor maps and on maps where you don't use your power. Like, if you don't use your power and you use the add-on, then it's good. But that's the problem. The whole point of the Oni is using his power to dash and down people in one hit. Why would I not want to use my power? It's awful. And not only that, like, you know how when you play as Oni, you leave people injured so you can get their blood later on? That is awful too, because, like, let's say you injure a survivor, the injured survivor starts working on a gen. See, in regular games, if an injured survivor is working on a generator while injured, they leave behind an entire pile of blood. So you can lose a gen, but they leave behind an entire pile for you to get your power. With the bloody glove, since they absorb blood constantly, they'll get the gen done, but you won't get your power, which is awful because you constantly need to get your power in order to be good. And I think that's enough for this. You can see why Renduro's Bloody Glove is not a good ultra rare. Like, it can be good, but it's nowhere near the worst ultra rare. We'll get to that later. Now, we move on to the final tier, which is D tier. These is when the add-ons are not good. If I'm going to suggest it, do not run these add-ons on Oni on the bottom. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so now we're in the final tier of the video, D tier. These are the add-ons that I do not recommend you run on Oni, starting with the Shattered Wakizashi and the Polished Maydate. This is the beginning of D tier of what add-ons not to run. These add-ons are once again very simple. All they do is increase the passive recharge rate of Blood Fury. Basically, if you didn't know, over time, see, the devs thought ahead of this. If you injure a survivor and you don't absorb their blood, if you don't injure anyone, your power will slowly build up over time. So when you hit someone, you just need to absorb another blood orb to get your power. So in case you don't hit anyone, the Blood Fury will charge up over time, but it does it very slow. These two add-ons increase the passive recharge rate of Blood Fury. These are D tier because, come on, who the fuck is going to run an add-on to increase the recharge rate? You're going to get your power by the time you hit the first survivor. By the time you hit the first survivor, you're already going to get your Blood Fury by the time you get the first guy or you hit the second guy. I don't need an add-on to do this. It's pointless. Anyway, that's another reason why that's bad. We're going to move on to the next set of add-ons, which is movement speed add-ons, which is Black Toenail and the Bloody Sash. Add-ons, once again, very simple. It increases your movement speed while absorbing. Very bad add-ons. They are not good. Who the fuck cares about movement speed while absorbing? Because you're only going to use it one time to absorb the 2 blood orbs, then you're back to regular movement speed. I don't need an add-on to increase my movement speed while absorbing. Terrible. And then the final common add-on before we get to the worst of them all is the add-on that increases absorption speed. This is one of the worst add-ons on Oni, because mainly, why do you care about absorption speed? When you absorb blood orbs, it's so fast anyway. Why do I need an add-on to increase it even further when it already does it so fast? It's pointless. And now that we've gotten through every add-on, let's get to the number 1 worst add-on for the Oni. And it's not even the worst add-on for Oni. Do you know what it is? The Iridescent Family Crest. Not only is it the Oni's worst add-on, it is the worst ultra rare add-on of all time. It sucks. Basically what it does is when you miss a demon strike from dashing or do a regular strike, survivors within a 12 radius of you, a 12 meter radius, will scream, revealing their position. This add-on is basically budget Infectious Fright, but an add-on. But you know what's weird? Infectious Fright is not even the Oni's teachable perk, and yet they made an add-on where it's basically just Infectious Fright, but on Oni. But it's not even his perk, and not only that, it sucks. Why do you want to run an add-on that gives you an effect that you can just run a perk that does the effect better? Why do I want to miss on purpose just to get an add-on to work? And plus, if you don't miss, the add-on's not even going to work because you're going to be constantly hitting people. Why would I want to purposefully miss just to know where people are? This add-on is awful. It needs a complete rework if it ever wants to get used. This add-on's awful. Case in point, the D tier add-on's terrible. He has what I consider the worst ultra rare of all time. And that pretty much wraps up this video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Press the silver bell for notifications on my next video, and I will see you tomorrow when the Trickster comes out. Peace.